Hey everybody, Josh here. Welcome back to the channel where I talk about IT, cybersecurity, education, and career things. In today's video, I'm going to be answering another question from a viewer. They're talking about study.com, and basically I have this video where I talk about study.com and how to use it and how to transfer in credits for WGU to get a cheap bachelor's degree, and that's where this question's from. Basically, he just said, are all the exams proctored? And I just thought I would make a video to kind of answer this. I mean, the answer to this question is kind of yes, I guess, but I just want to elaborate on it a little bit more and stuff like that. So basically, I'm going to answer this viewer's question. I'm going to talk about what it's like to take the exam from study.com. But before that, I'm just going to kind of talk about study.com a little bit, how you can use it, how long it takes to pass classes there, how difficult the classes are to pass. And then I'll kind of get into like how the proctoring session goes. So if you are one of those people who wants to get a bachelor's degree online, maybe you want to get it from Thomas Edison State University if you're like outside the US, or you want to get a nice affordable accredited bachelor's degree from WGU, which is an online accredited college where for US and I believe Canadians can go to as well. It's really popular. I have 3 degrees from that school. I totally don't regret getting them. It's been really, really useful. And where study.com comes into play, basically you can take courses from study.com. They're self-paced and you complete as many courses as you want, and then you can kind of transfer them into at WGU, for example, like whatever degree you want, as long as the course satisfies a course within that degree. I'll put a link to the spreadsheet in the description just so you can kind of look at it. Basically, these are all the degrees from WGU, and then this column kind of shows how many courses you can transfer in from study.com to kind of satisfy classes in those degrees. The idea is the more classes that you can transfer in from study.com, the cheaper and potentially faster the degree is going to be. So for example, business and IT management, you can transfer a whole 28 classes from study.com in, and it's just gonna make the degree way cheaper than it normally would have been from just WGU alone. So that's kind of how study.com works. You just want to complete as many classes in study.com that you can and then transfer them in. And basically how that works is, say you finished completing all 28 classes from study.com, for instance, they're going to give you a transcript. It's going to kind of look something like this, where it has a list of your classes here and the score you got from the class, and then like the organization recommending the credits, so ACE in this instance, and then you'll get this, and then they'll send a copy of this to WGU, and then WGU will kind of check off those classes from you, so you don't have to complete them to finish getting your degree. And if you're wondering like how long the classes take to complete, it really depends on you. For instance, this is what my transcript looks like when I was completing my computer science degree. I ended up taking discrete math and then comp sci data structures and algorithms from study.com. They both took about a week for me to do. You can see the date completed is like, May 24th, and then I was able to complete the next class, by June 1st, which is about 7 days or about a week or something. So if you can put a decent amount of time to studying these, you can probably do like one per week or even faster. Again, it just depends on you and how difficult the classes are. From my experience, there's kind of 2 different structures. Essentially, any class at study.com, you need at least 70% for the whole class to pass it. And each class, there's a total of 300 points that you can get. And 70% of that is 210 points. So you need 210 points to pass the class. So the 2 different kind of structures that I've seen is the first one where there's open book quizzes, there's an open book assignment, and then there's a closed book exam. So basically, if you do your best to, if you get 100% on the open book components, that's 200 points right there already. And then you only need 10% on the final to pass, which is really hard to fail, right? So it's a relatively low stakes. You learn a lot because the modules are really nice, and there's a bunch of little quizzes you'll take along the way, and it's just presented really well, and I really enjoy study.com. So if you're able to get 100% on the open book portions, the final exam is going to be really, really easy. The other section is maybe there's quizzes. Maybe if there's no assignment, then you'll have only quizzes, and then you'll have only a proctored final exam, in which case the quizzes make up 100 points, and then the proctored final makes up 200 points. And again, you need a total of 210 points to pass the class. So all that means is, assuming you get 100% on the open book quizzes, you need another 110 points on the final, which is only a 55% on the final, which again, still, it's not that hard to get 55% on a final. That's technically failing. So technically you can nearly fail the final, but as long as you did a really good job on the course material that's open book, you can still end up passing the class. That's kind of how it works, and you can kind of get a sense for how difficult it is. And it's relatively low stakes, right? If you do a good job on the open book portions, you don't have to worry that much about the final. And then finally getting into what the testing experience is like. I actually work at Course Careers and we use something really similar. Basically what happens is you'll take the test. This is how it is the last time I took tests at study.com, and I think it's the same. Basically there's not a human watching you, but you have to set up your environment yourself, and then it will record you taking the test. And I believe if you do anything sus during the test, it will get flagged, and then a human will have to review it later to like make sure you weren't cheating or something. But basically you'll set up your environment. You want to make sure your desk is as clean as possible. I would recommend looking at the study.com actual requirements, but you just want to make sure your desk is as clean as possible. Make sure that there's no one in the room with you, and make sure that you're able to see all 4 walls of your room. So what happens is you'll start your exam, and then it will give you instructions on how to set up the software, and then it will instruct you to look around your room essentially with your laptop and like use the camera to like show all the angles. You're not supposed to talk or use anything during your final unless they tell you specifically, like you can use maybe a pencil. They might say something like this, but essentially just clear out your room, make sure no one's there, make sure it's quiet. Don't do anything weird during your exam. Just take your exam and do all the questions. For the math exams at study.com, there's usually 70 questions according to the site, and then all the other exams, there's going to be 100 questions. So just take your time and don't be nervous and just work through it, because remember the stakes are really low, especially if you did a really good job on your open book portion of your course. On the site, it says they take about 2 weeks to grade the exam, but for me, it's never taken more than 3 days max. Maybe 3 days if you do it on a weekend or something like this. I'm not really sure, but it's usually like 2 or 3 days and the exam is graded and then you're good to go. But yeah, I hope that helps. Study.com is really, really useful. If you end up using it, use the discount code in the description. You can save 30% off, which is $60, which is pretty decent for the first 3 months. So check that out. Again, follow me on Instagram. I really, really appreciate it a lot. I'll try to post some good content there, and I take recommendations as well. So let me know if you want to see anything in particular, and we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.